Chapter 5. The expansion of Christmas through the centuries. Over the centuries, the celebration of Jesus' birth began to spread from the first Christian communities to regions that had never heard the story of Bethlehem. What had begun as a small remembrance among families of faith would soon become one of humanity's most influential festivities. Each era left its mark, each culture added its own nuance, and thus Christmas was transformed into a bridge capable of uniting distant peoples under the same message of hope. During the 4th and 5th centuries, as Christianity consolidated in the Roman Empire, Christmas took on a more public character. Cities began to light their streets with lamps and torches to symbolize the light that had been born in the darkness of winter. The churches were filled with songs and readings that recalled the humility of the stable and the value of the love that had guided the Holy Family. It was not only a religious date, but a time of gathering and peace that invited everyone to reflect on their own lives. In later centuries, especially during the Middle Ages, Christmas became a festival deeply rooted in daily life. Towns organized representations of the Nativity, known as living nativity scenes, to teach children and adults the story of Bethlehem in a simple and emotional way. Families prepared special meals and set aside part of their food to share with the poor. The spirit of generosity grew strong, recalling the gesture of the Magi who brought gifts to the baby Jesus. Christmas became an opportunity to reach out to those who needed it most. As trade routes expanded, so did the celebration. Travelers, sailors, and merchants carried Christmas traditions with them to distant regions. In each territory, the festival acquired unique colors. In Northern Europe, wreaths of green branches were added as a symbol of life that remains even in the cold winter. In the Mediterranean lands, songs arose that spoke of peace and family. In more eastern regions, stories were incorporated that mixed local customs with the message of Christmas. The story of Jesus' birth was adapted without losing its essence. During the Renaissance and the following centuries, the celebration took on a more artistic and cultural character. Painters, musicians, and writers began to create works inspired by Bethlehem. European churches and cities organized concerts that filled the streets with songs of hope and unity. Christmas was transformed into a moment in which beauty also had a special place. Families gathered around stories that reminded them that, in the midst of a changing world, the light of the birth continued to be a refuge for the heart. With the arrival of modernity, Christmas reached a global dimension. It was no longer limited to Christian regions. Many cultures adopted it as a celebration of peace, love, and family union. The lights in the streets, the gatherings in homes, and the desire to share became universal symbols. Although each country developed its own traditions, the central message remained intact: to remember that humility, kindness, and hope have the power to transform lives. In recent times, Christmas has also served as a reminder of what really matters. In a world full of haste, challenges, and tensions, this celebration invites us to stop, to breathe, and to look with gratitude at what sometimes goes unnoticed. It is a call to reconnect with family, to value life, and to renew faith in a better future. Christmas, which was born in a humble corner of Bethlehem, continues to travel the world with the same strength it had on that first dawn. Thus, through the centuries, Christmas has become a tradition that unites hearts, inspires acts of love, and keeps alive the memory of a story that changed the course of humanity. What began as a simple birth continues to be a light that invites everyone to believe in the hope that never fades.